Yes, people, welcome back to another show, Thai Sports Talk. You know what time it is. The Premier League is back this weekend. The transfer news is hotting up, but we've got to talk about the football action because people might not think it's a big game for Man United. It's a big game for Man United no matter what. And it's a big game for Palace because, guys, it's 12th versus 13th. There's a lot at stake here. Trying to get into that top half of the table, Rich. You know what it's like?
100%.
Yeah, guys, make sure you slash a like on this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you do the important thing as well. Do subscribe if you're new, but please do check out Eagle-Eyed Football. I'm going to put it in the title as well so you guys can go and subscribe. Shout out Rich, doing great content and a great guy as well. I think it's not even just that I've got him on because, he's a Palace fan. No, I've always, we've got that love for each other because he's just a respectful guy. So big up, first of all, Rich. How you doing as well? You okay?
I'm doing good, and thanks again for the invitation. And I've been watching your stuff for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Pick
man.
up all the stuff you've done across the year. Keep it up, man. Guys, make sure you obviously smash the like button, subscribe as well to Thai Sports, man. More to come from us, man. If you need me for anything outside of Palace, shout me.
Yeah, love that. Nah, big up, I appreciate it. And like you said, guys, as well, do check out Never a Foul, our generic channel. I started up this one as a New Year's resolution, really. Said like last week, I'm going to set up my own channel, go from there. I can just do it a bit more on convenient timings when I want. And yeah, the show goes on. So, guys, Manchester United at home to Crystal Palace Sunday this weekend. It's actually a very interesting game, Rich. Like, I'm not even going to lie. You know me, I'm like you. I'm a Man United fan, but I'm very balanced. I watch all teams. I follow all leagues and stuff like that. And I am quite worried about this game. Not that I'm like, oh my God, we're playing Man City. Of course, it's Crystal Palace. I've also believed that Man United can win the game. But the way Palace are and the way you can play on the transition, the profile of players you've got, the formation we play, it's a very interesting, stylistically, a great matchup because we're now incorporating the formation that you play. You guys are more accustomed to it. The 3-4-2-1, Oliver Glasner done his thing at Frankfurt, come to you guys. You've done it since he came in. You guys are getting better each week. Defensively, getting a bit more solid. The attack's starting to improve. And we're doing what Man United doing, all season. A good performance, bad performance, a good performance, a draw, a loss. And that's why I think that you're going to come to Old Trafford on the weekend, knowing that we've played at Bucharest on Thursday. And it's like, do you know what? You've got nothing to be scared about. You can go there, play your game. If you lose, it's like a free hit. If you take it to us, you've seen Forest get results. You've seen Bournemouth get results. You've seen Newcastle get results. We do give away chances. And I think stylistically, this is going to be a great game. How are you feeling going into it compared to what you probably felt in the other years as well?
Funny enough, Old Trafford seems to be in the right place for us. I don't know why. I do not know why. But I am a lot more positive going into this game than, for example, when you came to Sellers Park earlier in the season, because we were just riddled with a lot of players weren't back from, they weren't fully fit. So we had 7 players all make international finals over the summer and then had to come straight back to us because our transfer market, our window was terrible. Glasgow was not happy. I tell you for free, he's not happy now either, by the way. But we could get into that. So we obviously started slow. We had 3 points after 8 games. Our first win came against Tottenham, and since then we've lost 3 games since the Tottenham game.
Wow!
So we've lost.
That's impressive,
Fulham, Arsenal, and we just lost to Brentford on the weekend.
Brentford. Yep, there you go. Yep.
But other than that, we've lots of draws in that, including Villa away, Newcastle at home, Chelsea. So we've got some good draws in there yourselves.
Yeah.
And got a few wins in there. So we've climbed from being second bottom to 13th as it currently stands. So yeah. Stylistically, as you're saying, we've been playing 3-4-2-1. So I think we'll be a bit more accustomed to it.
Yeah.
However, to be fair to Anarim, he's obviously implemented it. It's new in the middle of the season, and there are elements where I feel like yes, they're starting to get used to it. Like you're starting to get used to it, and I'm hoping that we can hopefully highlight that so that we don't get exploited on Sunday.
Yeah. And also, I'm thinking about it as well, because we played on a Thursday and we've come back. I know we rotated a bit, but we still had to call for a few of the big guns like Ahmad and Garnacho will probably start on the weekend. It's just one of them ones where I feel actually with Man United at the moment, and this is me being honest, we're actually more comfortable playing away from home than at home. Every home game, I'm more worried than playing away. And I don't know if that's because of the expectation. Look, let's be real. Look, Rich, I know you're probably same age or maybe a couple years older than me. Man United playing at Old Trafford, on paper, Crystal Palace, no disrespect to Palace, you're thinking 3 points.
We should not be going to your house.
You should not be going to Man United and thinking, yeah, we can win this game. And so you getting a win at Man United is a big thing. You guys will be partying in that away end. So when I look at it now, the way Man United have played this season, I'm more confident in the away games because I feel like there's maybe less pressure. We allow teams to have the ball a bit more, which is expected when you go to away grounds, and we play teams in transition. Look at the games we've played in the big games, right? Man City, we've gone there and beat them. And I know Man City are not the same Man City, but let's all respect Man City. On their day, they can still do their thing, right? Gone to Man City and won. Gone to Liverpool, best team in the world right now on form, you say?
That was a very impressive draw, by the way.
Very impressive draw. And it's not even that it was sorry, I shut the door. It's not even that it was just a draw, Rich. It's like if I said to you, okay, one team could have deserved to win it 1-0, you'd probably say us.
Yeah.
Because we had the better chances. We controlled the game in spells as well, dominant on the ball, I say. Agati and Kobe had a good game, which I was happy about. That's a draw at Liverpool. You then go to Arsenal in the FA Cup. They're looking for a trophy. Yes, they had injuries, but football don't work like that. Just because you got injury, it doesn't mean you're going to go there and win. You still got to go and get the job done. Yeah. We had 10 men for 60 minutes, half an hour of the game and half an hour in extra time. So we've shown that we can do it in these away games. But like Amrim said, and this is what I love about Amrim, by the way, because of course we've got a new manager. He's coming in playing his style, but he's very real, Rich. He doesn't tell me what I want to hear. He tells me what I'm hearing myself. Yeah. You know what I mean?
This is the worst Man United team in history.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, this is one of the worst Man United teams in history. I know it might have got misquoted, but he's probably talking about. I think he was come out a few days after and said, "I'm talking about the league position we're in." But he's spitting facts, and it's true. And we beat Arsenal, and then he come out and said, "But this gets me mad because when we're playing the teams at home, why can't we do this?" And look, Southampton came to us a week ago, 2-0 down. 1-0 down. Southampton, we have to come back, score. 2-0 down. We had to come back and score. Ahmad had to get us out of jail in the last few minutes. That's why I believe that Palace are better than Southampton. You're on par with, on your day, you're on par with Bournemouth and that. I know they're flying this season, but you're on par. You can compete with them teams. You can come to us and get a result. And that's why I think the first goal is going to be key because you're playing with a back five at the moment. You've got Guehi, Lacroix in there, who I think is improving, by the way. I thought he was a slow burner, but he's starting to adjust. Tyreek Mitchell is just a step. I call him probably in the Premier League, he's the biggest steady Eddie ever going. 7 out of 10 every week. Never going to excel. He's just steady Eddie. You got Munoz, who actually is giving you that attacking output, the volume going forward. And then in midfield, I think you're missing Morton a bit, but you've got Sarr, who I do like, Premier League proven, was at Watford, and you've got Mateta. And when I look at the profiles of the players in the attack, the big thing is obviously Eze. Now, talk to me, because you've just told me, obviously, people are watching this. You've told me, messaging me just before that Eze's out for this game. When you look at Palace, right, and you've got Mateta, Sarr, and Eze, I think you've got a lovely balance. You've got Mateta, who does a bit of everything, holds it up. Sarr can do the running beyond, stretching the play, and Eze's got the guile, the nous, the neat passes. How big is it a miss for you that Eze's out of this game, and what do you expect Glasner to now do to try and combat that?
It is a big miss because I think Eze will tell you himself he's not had the best of seasons. Partly like fitness issues, like hamstring injuries. We've heard today the reason he's out because he's had a knock since December, but we've just not had the bodies to play in that position. However, we do have other players. I'm not saying they're Eze level, but this is going to be the conundrum, and I think we're going to discuss it when we do our preview ourselves later on. Does he go with Daichi Kamada, who's slowly getting used to the league?
I like him, by the way.
He was terrible for us at the start.
Yeah, he was.
He got sent off against Fulham, I believe it was.
He's had 2 red cards, I think.
Just the one this season for us, yeah.
Oh, just the one. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
And then since he's come back from his red card, he's been so much better. I think he's bulked up a bit as well. He's getting used to the game. So he could go there with him. He could go with Eddie Nketiah, who I don't like him in that position. Either 10 positions, I don't like him. He's a striker, and that's why he's been like seen as a flop. But when you look at how he impacts the game, like what he did against West Ham, he could have had a goal and he won us a penalty, running in behind. So I think I'll leave him on the bench. We've got a youngster called Justin Devaney, who he's been playing well. Like I have to give credit to him. Not seen as many minutes lately since our players are coming back from injury.
Yeah, did he score at Villa? If I'm wrong.
Yeah, he scored at Villa.
Right. I remember. Yep.
Right, so see, he's tidy. But then we could also do this, and I don't think this will happen, but I'll be excited if it does happen. We could move Sarr to the left-hand side.
Okay.
and bring in Romain Esse, who just signed from Millwall.
Interesting. Debut goal last week against Brentford, signed from Millwall.
Yeah. So that could happen as well. I think the biggest issue, like you said, us not having Wharton has been a big miss this season, man.
Yeah.
Like he's missed too many games. And the bigger miss, Chet Decore.
Yeah, you're looking in the middle of the park here, and I just thought I had an image pre-save. Actually, it's the only image I got pre-save. I looked at your team last week, and I thought Will Hughes and Lerma. I respect him. They'll put in the hard yards, but that extra bit of spice on our food, Rich, they haven't got that, have they?
They haven't. But I will say, Will Hughes probably might be player of the season for us. He has been that good this year, along with obviously Maxis Lacroix. So that midfield four, it's more of a midfield two, obviously, because we got wing backs. That's what I'm expecting to see.
Okay.
And then I think Kamada will take the 10 play position.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you're going to go with Kamada, but it wouldn't surprise you if Eze got his start. Or sorry, how do you say the Romain Ice? Is it or
Esse?
Esse. Oh, so it's Esse. You got Eze and Esse. Love that.
So
people don't get confused. Eze is out, as in the one that is more Premier League proven. Esse is the new one. So you can have Esse on the right and Sar goes to the left. Like you said, Kamada could come in, give an opportunity. Like you said, he's been itching for the bit. Or you got Devaney, who, like you said, is a young guy. Scored against Villa. I think when you're going to a Man United, maybe go with a bit more of the experience and go with Kamada. And then depending on the situation, whether it's in the last 20 minutes, you could then throw on Nketiah or throw on, Esse and go for a bit more guile or, an attacking impetus. Yeah. I think if you go with a bit more control in there, you will get chances with Sarr and Mateta anyway. I just feel like the way Man United are right now, you will get chances. I think I look at the weak point for me, and it will be interesting, actually. I'll flip it around after. But if I look at your Palace team, and like I said, look at the defense, which is probably going to remain the same, it's the richest part for me. He just looks a bit at the moment, and I don't know if you see it right. He just looks a bit slow at the moment, like running behind. Even the Sancho, when he was trying to chase him back, he looks like a bit in slow motion. And look, you know me, I respect people. I'm not trying to call him out like that, but he just looks behind Guehi and Lacroix. He looks half a yard off.
This is how I know you watch ball. We know this.
Yeah. He looks half a yard off. And when you've got Cobby, who could potentially play in there, you've got Garnacho, who's on form at the moment, or like working hard to try and impress Amorim. He's pacing behind and sort of making them dynamic runs. I always call it the Heung-min Son runs, off the channel, darting across, the Rashford run. If Rich is going to get caught out behind, I look at that is our joy for Man United trying to win this game. Don't go to Tyreek Mitchell. Don't go to Guehi. He's strong. 1v1 duelers. They're robust. Try and look at Munoz attacking, trying to exploit that space in between Richards and Munoz. I think that's the best way Man United can exploit. Would you agree?
I totally agree. That would be the best place to get your joy. And that's not discrediting what Ahmad can do, because Ahmad's been unbelievable for you.
Yeah.
So he could turn up at any given moment and do the same thing. But that will be the space. I think what Richards did well against Brentford, because he was up against Shada, who's
he's quick.
Yeah. He wasn't as aggressive as before he gets aggressive, he gets spun. He did hold back a bit, and he had a much better game doing.
Yeah, I agree with you, because I watched the game and I can't think of mistakes from him. You're right. Yeah,
and stuff. But I think another factor is, I think if anything goes towards Guehi's side, he's more comfortable in recovery, getting back. So Max focuses on making sure that Richards isn't left isolated.
Yeah. Do you think that's gonna? Do you think Glasner's gonna say to Munoz, rein it in a little bit? No, because I feel like he gives you so much going forward.
Does that, because we don't have that with Mitchell. As much as Mitchell is good defensively, he doesn't do that, and this is why we're actually in for a left wing back. Glasner wants both to do that.
Basically, he wants what Amorim wants at United. We want wing backs that can go forward. We both want the same thing. It does add so much, because you can see what Munoz is giving you going forward, but because it's only Munoz, you're kind of like Man United probably saying, right, let's shut down Munoz and we stop a bit of Palace. Whereas if you've got two, you can't occupy both. Then you leave space for the 10s. And this is why it's so interesting, because Man United, we don't really have wing backs that are going forward. Dorgu is not going to be done in time, so we're going to play probably Dallo, Mazraoui, or Ahmad might actually play at wing back to then allow Cobby to maybe start in the 10. And it's going to be interesting, because we've got the same dilemma as you. Who plays in the 10? After Cobby's performance against Bucharest, I don't know. And I think it's going to be so interesting to see. What I did want to touch on, obviously, is how do you feel about Palace for the rest of the season?
I might send you a video on Tuesday to let you know how I really feel, because it's all going to be dependent on the window. Glasner said before January, he said it's so early. He said, I want 2 players. I want an attacker, any sort of attacker which we got in Romain Esse, and I want a left wing back. Like I said, one that wants to attack. He said he wants them done early. We got Romain Esse done in the middle of the window. We've got 3 days left of the window. The left wing back hasn't come. He had his press conference and said, look, they know we want the players. We're hoping to get at least 2 done, but most likely just 1, which is the left wing back. The reason why we mentioned 2,
would it be a striker and a defender, or striker and midfielder?
So it'd be a left wing back and a defender on loan, because Trevor Chalobah got recalled by Chelsea, and then Chadi Riyad has picked up an ACL injury.
Okay.
So in this window where we needed 2 players in, we brought 1 in, and then we've got Doucouré and Riyad both out for the season. And yeah, Chalobah's gone back on loan. The only saving grace, I think, as well, and I don't expect any of them to play on Sunday, but Wharton and França will be on the squad, according to Glasner. But I don't expect them to play any minutes.
Okay. Interesting one with Franco, because he's the Brazilian, the young one.
Yeah.
Potential. Need to see what happens with him, but I'm excited to see how it goes, because SA, Franco, players like him, if you stay in the Premier League and you can build some experience around it, it can make it interesting. But yeah, man, what we'll do, we'll wrap it up there. Obviously, I've got a meal to attend to as well. What's the scoreline prediction? And also, thank you for coming on as always, guys. Make sure you do follow his channel. I'll put it here down below, right there. His name's there, Rich Eagle-Eyed Football YouTube. I've tagged it in the title as well and everything. But Rich, thanks for coming on as always. Appreciate it. No, give me your scoreline prediction and just let people know where or anywhere else they can find you.
It's semi-changed because of the Eze news, but I'm going to stick with it. I had originally said 2-1 Palace. I just think if we play on the counter-attack, I think that's what's going to help us.
Okay.
However, I have seen that Onana's a bit ropey when being pressed. So it will be interesting to see if Glasner decides whether to press or not. But I'll go 2-1 Palace. I'm not disrespecting you whatsoever. I'm just thinking if we play on the break, we'll have more joy. If we try to come out at you, I think we'll get done the other way around. Personally. So yeah. 2-1 Palace.
Completely agree with that. Completely agree. I could see 2-1 Palace. I wouldn't be shocked. Would not be shocked, guys. You know what it's like. Football is a funny old game, and we've had some big losses at home this season already. I think Man United need to win, because we need to build that momentum and actually carry on what we're doing in terms of this weekend. Clean sheet, qualifying for the Europa League, try and copy in the 10 could be the way potentially this weekend. And just go from there. Stop having 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But it's going to be so interesting. Let's see what happens. I'm going to go 2-1 United myself. I think it's going to be a tight game. I think both teams definitely score. And yeah, let's rock on from there. But guys, please make sure you like this video. Please make sure you subscribe. Big up Rich for coming through. Like I said, once again, great football talk. We'll chop it up again as well. No doubt. And I've put his team. I've put his YouTube channel down below in the title. So this will be out before the game as well. So big up, guys. Like, subscribe, and I'll catch you soon.